Welcome to the Real Talk Sports Show. I am your host, the Minister, Jonathan Simmons, and we thank God for all those of you who decided to tune in and join us this evening. If you're watching live, and of course, a big shout out to those of you who are watching on the replay. Thank you, and thank you. We just thank God for being out here tonight. It's a rainy night in Georgia. Yeah, rain was coming down, lightning flashing. It was definitely a sight to behold here. Glad I was able to get in and out of the bad weather. And like I say again, this is the first time we've been on in a while, so we are excited to be back on. We thank the Lord that He's given us permission to be back on here, the Real Talk Sports Show. And of course, you know how we do it. Second Tuesday of the week is Jonesboro Tuesday. Yeah, the Jonesboro High School football team will be joining us. They will be joining us on the air. You can see right there, there is their official information right there. You can follow them on social media on Instagram at JHS Cardinal Football, or follow them on X. I don't like that. Anyway, X at JHS Cardinal FB. So you can check them out right there. Now, speaking of checking out, check us out right here. Follow us anywhere on social media at Real Talk Sports, the number 7, or you can follow me personally at Minister J Sim. And we would love to be in connection with you because good news, we have lots of opportunities to partner with us for a very reasonable price. We are nice guys. We try to bring you the good news of sports, and we'd be very excited for you to have us be a part of promoting your business or your brand. Now we're going to say, as we always do, if you're just watching the broadcast, you know what to do. Please and subscribe to our broadcast, because each week we try to bring you again the good news in sports. And this evening we will have, as I mentioned earlier, the Jonesboro Cardinals will be joining us later on in the broadcast. They'll come in on 7:15, and Jonesboro talk about their upcoming football season. Jonesboro is located right here in Clayton County, which is just maybe about 20 miles south of downtown Atlanta. So again, we hope that you'll be able to join us and join them at the 7:15 schedule. Well, let's talk a little bit of sports that's kind of going on, breaking news that's been happening. First of all, let's look at the ladies, WNBA. Now, the WNBA has kind of really cranked it up over the last couple of years as they brought in some two collegiate stars. And I'm talking about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Both of them have been must-see TV. I would say, no disrespect to our hometown product, because now Angel Reese is part of the Atlanta Dream. As a matter of fact, they had a big game last week called the Pink Barbie game, because that was her nickname back in college. She went to LSU, and they used to call her the Bayou Barbie. So they had an actual Barbie night here in Atlanta, which did very well as the Dream won. And let's take a look at the Dream right now. As I said again, the WNBA, they've been rocking and rolling. You know, they've been getting a lot of views. They've been selling out, and teams that have been coming out of nowhere have been making some big news, including out on the West Coast, the Golden State Valkyries. I just kind of like that name, Valkyries. Yeah, the Valkyries, basically being pretty much an expansion team, have thundered to the forefront of the WNBA standings right now. The Valkyries find themselves just 3 games back of the surprisingly powerful Minnesota Lynx. The Lynx lead the entire WNBA with 27 wins and 7 losses, and the Valkyries are 3 games behind them, 23 wins and 9 losses, followed by the Las Vegas Aces. Aces have won 3 WNBA titles, and in 4th place, actually tied for 4th with the Indiana Fever, the Atlanta Dream at the number 4 spot. Like I said, tied with the Fever, who have the same identical records of 20 and 12. And here's the crazy thing. Just like men's basketball, the WNBA really has everything tight. The distance between the number 3 team and the number 8th ranked team is only just a smattering of 3 games. That's it. And if you look at the cluster between 4 and 7, the difference is only a game and a half. So WNBA women's basketball is going to be very exciting coming down the stretch. So again, if you don't get a chance to tune in, please, folks, tune in and check them out. The ladies are balling out in a big way. Now, I will say this. WNBA, I don't know who's running them, but there seems to be a bit of mismanagement on the WNBA. And you say, why do I say that? Because I cannot believe that they continue to have what I call these uh, PR mistakes. You know, the idea of not, for example, putting Caitlin Clark on their big poster of, great women that played in WNBA over the years. This woman has really, she's really the main reason. Like I said, I can give Angel Reese some credit too, but really Caitlin Clark has been the main reason that WNBA has exploded onto the forefront the last 2 or 3 years. And she has been almost like Michael Jordan-esque when he first came to the league. They've been hacking and fouling on her pretty good. There've been some times where there's been some very questionable fouls that have not been called. There's been some rough housing in terms of the way she's been defended. So I'm hoping, and again, we just hope that the WNBA doesn't kill the golden goose. And number two, there seems to be some racial tension in this league. We had a situation the other night where a player was hit with a flagrant foul, who's African American, and she basically said that the reason that she got hit was a flagrant foul over a white player, Sophie Cunningham, who's actually a teammate of Caitlin Clark. She referred to it as white privilege. And look, man, I mean, if you watch the foul, I mean, she fouled her. I mean, she fouled her. How was it? It was a flagrant foul. She got thrown out of the game. And the idea that it was somehow white privilege, and there's been seemingly being like a lot of this kind of tension, uh, these kind of white black issues. And I don't want to, be a bad guy, but even to some degree, the league still at times suffers from, I think, too much of an emphasis is put on or allowed to be displayed in terms of the whole homosexual thing. Now, like I say again, I'm not, I mean, if that's who you are, that's who you are, and the Lord will deal with that. That's going to do with me per se. But I just think that sometimes it's a little much, even when I go to the games, because you're bringing kids to the games. And anyway, I'm not going to stay on that too much. All right, let me read the headline right here from ESPN. And this is what I'm going to say right here. It says here, ESPN said, Dejanay Carrington of the Chicago Sky says she never claimed the assessment that the flagrant foul 2 on her Saturday in a game against Indiana was a result of white privilege. Carrington had come from behind and hit the feverish Sophie Cunningham in the head and neck on a fast break layup, knocking her to the ground as the shot went in. The players reviewed and upgraded to a flagrant foul 2 after the referee said there was wind-up, impact, and follow through on the foul. Okay, Carrington was black, just mentioned African American, and Sophie Cunningham is white. After Carrington was ejected, she posted white privilege in all caps on social media and tagged the Fever. Okay. She responded later to a clip from former NFL linebacker Emmanuel H.O., who has a very popular podcast. And he said, hey, what's up with this? And she later posted on X, I hate that term, Twitter, that she never claimed the assessment of the foul was white privilege. She says, try exercising your critical thinking skills. I hope you study psych. Furthermore, I'm the last thing from ignorant or asinine when it comes to speaking on white privilege. Do your research on that one, Carrington wrote. I actually went to school, one of the top universities, I might add, to educate myself on the exact subject. I would never use that term as a rhetorical weapon, knowing the historical and social weight it holds without having the proper evidence to substantiate it. Look, I mean, here's what I'm saying, man. I mean, we really have to do a better job of dealing with this whole concept of race and all this kind of stuff that we have going on, man. I mean, because really, athletics has been the one spot where once the color line was broken over almost 80 years ago, it really became to who's the best player on the field. Now, I know there's been times where certain positions, like in football, like quarterback, where it's taken a while for players to get their ability to play at that position, but most of that's out now. And the bottom line, man, if you're a baller, you're a baller in any sport, basketball, football, baseball, whatever it may be. If you're that, you're that. If you're him, you're him. You're her, you're her. Well, we can take a break, but we'll be back with more of the Real Talk Sports Show. And guess who's coming? I see him in the green room, Jonesboro High School football. We'll be back with more of the Real Talk Sports Show in just a moment. Don't go nowhere.
Looking for a vehicle? Come to Allen Vigil Ford Lincoln in Morrow, Georgia. We're a family-owned dealership that's been serving the Atlanta area for over 40 years. offering an unbeatable selection of new Fords, Lincolns, and pre-owned vehicles. Enjoy our exceptional customer service and great financing options tailored just for you. Visit us at 6790 Mount Zion Boulevard in Morrow, Georgia, located just 20 minutes from downtown Atlanta. Call us at 678-364-3979 or visit online at allenvigilford.net.
Congratulations. What do you think? Is it worth the wait, buddy?
I love it. I can't wait to get on the road with it.
Listen, man, thank you very much, and congratulations to you. Appreciate your business.
Thank you, Jonathan. Appreciate your business.
Francisco, congratulations on getting a new truck from us here at Allen Vigil Ford. How did you like the experience this time?
Thank you, Jonathan. All good. All perfect. Thank you.
Congratulations, Amici, on your new F-250 that you got from us. How was the experience here at Allen Vigil Ford?
Thank you so much, Jonathan, man. I appreciate everything you did for me, man. It's awesome, right?
Coming up next, it's the Real Talk Sports Show, bringing you great sports talk with perspective. Now, here's our host, Jonathan Simmons.
We're back here for the Real Talk Sports Show. Again, I'm your host, Minister Jonathan Simmons. As you just heard in that on those commercials, I actually, in fact, work for Allen Vigil Ford. That's my full-time job, and he is actually our title sponsor for high school football. You can see on the screen there, high school football game of the week. He does it each and every week for us. So again, if you need a car for yourself or your family, give me a call, 678-364-3979, or you can give me a text on the cell, 678-410-9833. I'll be more to assist you or your business with a new vehicle. All right, guys, I can't believe it. Football time is here back in the state of Georgia. We're here for the 2026 season. And one of our favorite schools out of Clayton County is back in the building with us because second Tuesday of the week is Jonesboro Tuesday. I'm going to bring them on. The Jonesboro High School football team is back. Gentlemen, welcome back.
Thank you.
I'm going to tell you something, guys. This is exciting here because they have brought out, they're in the band room. And for those of you who don't know, Jonesboro High School, the Mighty Marching Cardinals, is that right? No, the Majestic Marching Cardinals are one of the most legendary bands in the nation, and they're there in the band room there. And we got the head coach, we got Coach Serb, who is their social media expert, and we got four wicked room handsome young men, and they're going to introduce themselves to you right now. Go ahead, gentlemen.
I'm just not to cut into the word. Phil Boyd, that's the seven receiver for the
Markel Miller, as we said, and give us a back and jump. And it's like 7 wide receivers.
Gentlemen, you know, you have a real kind of history there at Jonesboro. They have been outstanding over the last several years, getting to the playoffs, sometimes getting deep into the playoffs. What does it mean for you guys to be on a team that kind of has this foundation already built for you?
Feels good going to see where we got in the past couple years, but also to see where we can grow now that basically our seniors, and to see like our leader quarterback. So just knowing where we've been in the past, but seeing how we can grow this year.
Next person right next to you, go right ahead. I want to get all four of you. Go ahead. Next. Well, Coach, tell us a little bit for people just joining in. What year is this for you at Jonesboro, and how do you stay excited year after year as you kind of go through sometimes a grind there on the football season?
This is year 19, year 18 is the head coach. And so year to year, it's a new team, different dynamics, different personalities. Watching these guys grow up from ninth graders to now becoming seniors, it's a whole different mindset. So looking at that growth, that's one of the biggest things that keep me excited and keep me going. Watching the guys grow from when they come to spring practice in 8th grade to now, getting y'all seniors and leaders of the team. So those things, and all different personalities. These guys got some unique personalities.
Sir, how about you? You always dealing with that offensive line. What does it mean for you, and how you again stay fully engaged each and every year?
Like Coach Boyd says, different. You know, the personalities are different people every year. You got to be ready to coach the next man up. So the freshman that you had,
probably, a guy you can count on when you become a senior. So, just, taking everybody.
Good. I want to give you guys some shout outs from social media. We got he's like an unidentified user, but he said nevertheless, he's giving a big shout out to Coach Floyd. We got David Sims saying go Cardinals. And we have let's see here. This is not sure. It says Ben Boyd is really that guy. Notice about a big shout out from Sports Unlimited saying the whole squad is lit. And we give a big shout out to my man Antonio, who says he likes the show. So we appreciate all those of you tuning in on social media. Remember, you can check us out anywhere on social media at Real Talk Sports, the number 7, and we're like there. Well, the other thing I want to ask you guys is what does it mean? Normally, you guys play the team around the corner as your opening game. Kind of what changed the schedule on that? And what does it mean I don't think they're on the schedule at all this year. What does it mean for you guys, especially you seniors, not to be able to play the school around the corner this year?
To me, it feels good knowing that they were considered a rival, but to know that we were part of the team, ended the rivalry essentially. So it just feels good to see the team going further on and knowing that we're able to keep the streak on going across Florida.
Yeah, it's going to be weird though, because normally that game is our big game of the season. That's our opening game. Everybody seems to tune into that rivalry, so it's going to feel odd for us not to be covering you guys playing your arch rivals around the corner. But I hear that the schedule has got another game for you, which should be as exciting as well. You guys are taking on North Clayton, the Eagles. Talk to us a little bit about that team, because like you guys, they are a team on the rise for sure.
I feel like it's going to be a great battle team. It's both a great player on both sides of the ball, on both sides of the team. And all the coaches that coach here, he's the coach there. So you can say that's a little bit of a rivalry as well. But we just go there to line down and play football.
No doubt, you guys have been two of the best teams in the county. These guys give me an opinion, kind of what is the thing that you've seen, from what you've heard, what is going to be the toughest thing? Is it going to be handling their offense? They have a very mobile quarterback. Or do you think that the defense that has shown some flashes last year will be the toughest thing for you guys to deal with as you play them in this opening game?
I feel like one of the toughest things we have to deal with going against them, it's not so much in them, it's just about how we be able to bounce back from this pressure. And, it's a lot of people down there in this game, so seeing how we do together, how we bounce back as a team is going to be the biggest challenge, I would say.
Well, Coach, once again, you got these guys well trained, because they all said the same thing. Basically, it's all about them and how they perform. Let's go back to social media. Some more shout outs here. Everybody shouting out the whole squad that says lit. And we got from St. Lawrence Athletics, 4 great guys, and they're all SLA members. Big shout out to Justin Alto from First Sight Store 209, and from Alphonse Davis. He said, way to go, nephew, and the team. He says, stay focused and stay humble. Big hearts from Uncle Woody. So you guys, every time you guys get on, man, you get a lot of love here. We get a lot of views. People pop in. What does it mean for you guys as students and then coaches? Tell me a little bit about what it means to have so much support from your family and from the local Clayton County community.
So it really means a lot. Because, we believe in family. We believe in community. We get out and do community service. It just means a lot. Somebody up there standing, got our back when things get tough. Even when things tough at home, the community has our back. It just really means a lot.
How about some of the players?
Piggyback on what he said, one thing Coach Will was big on us when we first got here was family. So to see that it's expanded out in our community is good. To know that we got people supporting us, knowing that other people understand that we can rely on our fan base to be at our back, just turn up with us, so they don't feel like it's just us, but they feel like we got a 12 person because the whole stands with us.
Yeah, man, I tell you, it's always a great thing to be able to have, like I said, support of people, especially in the community, and really not just for you guys. Really, I got a really big shout out for all of the Clayton County teams that really kind of get support from the county. And the other thing too is, guys, how does it feel to have the brand new locker room and field house at Terra Stadium?
I think it's good. Usually we'll be up in the trailers. We'll be up in the trailers. And it won't be like a home stadium. So now we got that like a home stadium.
Yeah, man. I look around Clayton County. I know you coaches. You guys been around for a while. It's got to make you feel good. When I first started, I said, hey, man. I said, why is it like the north side? So they have all this stuff now. Clayton County jumped up. I go around, like say, got the new field house. Field's been resurfaced over there at Terra Stadium. North Clayton's got some stuff going on. Lovejoy. So it's got to make you guys feel good to see the county make these kind of investments. Matter of fact, y'all even have a Clayton County Convocation Center. You can play some ball in there. 8,000 people. What does it feel like to have these kind of facilities now around you right here in the county?
It's a great feeling. The county's investing money into the facilities. It's just really exciting. Those are really nice facilities. They had a chance to go into the Convocation Center last year. Last week, we in the locker room at Terra Stadium. The upstairs part, all of it's just really nice. It's just a great feeling to know that, when you support somebody, you have to support them financially also. That's a really good feeling.
I know that all the teams need support. What would you tell people? Because we have some potential advertisers. How can they get involved to maybe support the team and help you guys kind of further what you're doing at the school?
I'm glad you asked. So you can always become a sponsor of Jonesboro football team. We're glad to send that information to you. But it's always supplies needed, tutoring needed. There's all kinds of ways to support the school system in the entire county. So you can always reach out to the school secretary and athletic director's name, Coach Melvin there, and the Booster Club. So there's just plenty of ways, and always different ways to help.
Yeah, I tell everybody all the time. I actually went through something in Henry County and meeting some of the business people there, and they were talking about like even schools like the smaller schools like Lowella and the other schools around the county. The guys say, man, you don't realize how much the schools need as far as, like you said, small stuff, book bags, even like water and supplies for the school. So any of those of you who are watching, please, reach out to the school. Or I will tell you this, if you advertise with us, we are committed this year, as we always do, to give something back to the school. We're looking to do this year something a little different. We want to have a player of the week and a player of the month. So if you're a business and you're listening or watching, please hit us up. I'll put it up on the screen right here really quickly. Contact me, and I'll let you know how we can partner together to support the schools. All right, guys, I know that you got to get home and get something to eat and get ready for school tomorrow. So I appreciate all you guys for dropping in. Coach, of course, I appreciate you as always. And we look forward to being out there. Now, I want to make sure I'm doing this right. So the game against North Clayton, is it this Friday or next Friday?
It's next Friday on the 21st at Southern Crescent Stadium. And it's actually the FCA Gridiron Classic, which has been going away for several years, but now it's back. We're super excited about that.
Oh, so this is a classic game, so I gotta get ready then. We got everything cranked up and ready to go. Yes, indeed. Well, I'm excited. And the other thing too is we're going to be introducing, hopefully that game for the first time, our very first student reporter, who's actually from Jonesboro. A young lady will be joining us, and we will hope to have her down the sidelines. Of course, both you coaches know our good buddy Jason. Speaking of the North Side, he comes all the way down. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but Jason is actually a school teacher in Gwinnett County. And he's so excited to cover Clayton County football. He drives an hour and a half each way just to come down to do your games. And he hit me up. He said, Mr. Jonathan, now are we going to do like the North Clayton Jonesboro game, even though it's on the road? I said, yes, we will. So we look forward to being there. Well, listen, gentlemen, we appreciate you, man, so much. I'm going to give you the last few comments here off of social media. And like I said, it's been nothing but good stuff here. Here we go. From Jan Davis, so proud of Benjamin Voigt and his teammates. The future is bright. From Debbie Blessed, Go Cardinals all the way from Destron, Louisiana. Said, we support you, Ben, and the team. And last but not least, it says, use every opportunity to shine your light. So, we got one more. Said, Benjamin, you balled out on both sides of the ball. That pick was on point. Keep chest on them. Study hard, play hard, and have fun. God bless you and your team. Hey, man, Ben, you might have to get like a little, have to work with Coach Serve, have like a little separate little like fan club or something for you. I don't know. Keep this up. Listen, we appreciate all you guys, because really that's the one thing I think that coaches instill in you guys is that although there are some of you have individual talents that are very great, you guys have always worked together as a team at Jonesboro to be able to produce a good product. And the other thing I want to compliment you guys on is what you guys do off the field, because I know coaches have you guys do some stuff to support the community. So I just want to encourage you as an old preacher, just y'all keep up the good work, all right? All right, guys, God bless you. Until next time, when we have you back on again, we look forward to seeing you guys a couple of Fridays from now. So good night, and God bless you both.
Thank you for having us. Let's go Burrow.
Go Burrow. That's right. All right, everybody, keep it locked right here for more of the Real Talk Sports Show. We'll be talking a little bit of the Atlanta Falcons later on with the man himself, D. Orlando Ledbetter, will be joining us in the second part of our program. In order to hear about him and see what the Falcons are doing, got to keep it locked right here in the Real Talk Sports Show. Keep it locked. We'll be right back.
Did you know that Allen Vigil Ford in Morrow, Georgia also has Lincoln? Over 35 years of using the Vigil Touch to provide excellent customer service, works hand in hand with the Lincoln Motor Company to provide a luxurious and seamless way to acquire your next luxury vehicle. Lincoln has an array of full-service complimentary owner benefits. These benefits include hospitality partnerships, service pickup and delivery, all which can be accessed through the Lincoln Way app. You can even contact the 24/7 concierge to have someone assist you. Come and see our great inventory of new and pre-owned Lincolns today. Call 678-364-7345 to make an appointment with one of our brand champions, or shop 24/7 online at allenvigillincoln.net.
This is OJ Howard with Real Talk Sports.
What's up, guys? This is Tim Tebow. You're listening to Real Talk Sports.
This is Charles Woodson. Let me grab the mic. You ready? This is Charles Woodson with Real Talk Sports. Hey, it's your boy JB Smooth with Real Talk Sports.
Every time I hear my man JB Smooth, I got to put the shades on so I can look a little smooth myself. Well, you're watching Real Talk Sports Show here. We are back. First time we've been on the air on Tuesday in a while, but we want to, as we start football season again, we wanted to make sure that we are back in the middle of it. As you know, we're a big supporter of high school football, and that was the Jonesboro Cardinals that were on with us just a few minutes ago. And again, we thank the Lord for them coming out and joining us here on the broadcast. And we thank God for all those of you from Jonesboro High School who supported us here on the broadcast. We saw you guys were all over YouTube, and we thank you very much. We also want to give a big shout out to the folks at WIGO 1570. They are the legendary pace setter 1570, been around for about 65 years. And we want to say thank you to WIGO. That's where we got our start, and we are back actually broadcasting right now live on their Facebook page. That's how we're going to kind of interact with them until we have the podcast back up in full throttle on the station. But until then, again, big shout out, big thanks to WIGO. Like I said, legendary station right in Clayton County. I mean, they're right there. You don't have to go anywhere far. They're right there in Clayton County, and you can check them out. What we do is pretty cool. We actually are on 1570 AM if you're driving around the Clayton County or Southside area, especially during the daytime, we're at full power. The other thing is that you also can check them out at WIGO1570.com. Now, let me tell you something. I'm actually also a real life minister. People ask me, you call yourself the minister? Yeah, actually, I'm a real one. I've been a licensed minister for over 30 years now, and we do a ministry broadcast called The Clarion Call. So if you get a chance tomorrow morning to tune in, 10:30 a.m., I try to bring some Bible teaching as I believe the Lord gives it to me. We keep it short and to the point. 10:30 a.m. also on WIGO 1570. or you can check us out on Facebook or on YouTube as well. So again, we appreciate you, appreciate all those of you who tuned in on the broadcast. Check us out. All right, let's go back to some more sports. Like I said again, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world of sports right now. It is about to really kind of break open as the NFL is now in the beginning of their season. We had a preseason game very recently, and it was really kind of cool because the guy I had a chance to cover right here at Georgia Tech actually had the winning touchdown. Haynes King had the winning touchdown for the Carolina Panthers, but unfortunately, the guy like kind of pulled his hammy, so he's going to be out. Great kid, very exciting. Was must-see TV here at Georgia Tech. Led them to 2 sensational seasons when he's here. Got Georgia Tech kind of back in the news and back in the forefront of outstanding collegiate football. Even had some great games against Georgia. Georgia's a thumper, and the fact that they were able to kind of hang in there with Georgia thanks to his prowess was very, very big. Like I said again, to be able to see that. But like I said, he's kind of knocked out here with some injuries. And speaking of injuries, we're going to talk a little bit in about maybe 10 minutes with our man D. Orlando Ledbetter. For years, the main beat writer for AJC covering the Falcons. As a matter of fact, if you would go to a Falcons practice or post game, D-Led was always got the first question, and he did that for years. Well, now, like so many corporate guys, he now is on his own, and he is doing the Bow Tie Chronicles and the Bow Tie Podcast. He'll talk to you about that when he comes on at the 7:45 time frame. But before we get to that, we want to talk a little bit more about what's going on here in Atlanta as far as sports, pro sports to be specific, and after having a little bump in the road there for a while, the Atlanta Braves are back in full throttle. The Braves are rolling right now. They once again have a substantial lead in the NL East. Let's take a look at the Bravos. 71-48, 23 games over 500 for the Atlanta Braves. Now, it's been a little bumpy lately. The Mets, a team which we thought they were going to thump, they had a little problem with the Metropolitans. They also had a problem with the Yankees. The Yankees took 2 or 3 from them as well. So their trip to New York has not been the best. But like I said, the Bravos have stormed out after the All-Star break, and they find themselves with I don't want to say comfortable because, if you remember when the Braves won the World Series, they were a team that appeared to be dead in the water, and they came storming back and actually won the World Series. So as I always tell anybody, I'm not that concerned about what you're doing in June and July. The key for me, or even August, the key is how are you doing in September? But again, I'm not mad at the Braves. 71 wins already so far. And if you look at that record of 71-48, it stands up with any of the other leaders. The only team that's really playing substantially better is, where have these comes on? The Milwaukee Brewers. Best record in the majors, 74-45. Another team that I don't know how the management of this team does this, but the Tampa Bay Rays, I don't know how this team does it. It's like every couple of years, this team finds a way to be right in the middle of the conversation of the World Series. Tampa Bay Rays just right behind the Brewers in terms of the best overall record in the Major League. They're the best record in the American League, 72-46, a 5-game lead over the Yankees, 8 games over the Boston Red Sox. So looking around the league, man, it's just like I said again, amazing how some of these teams just seem to come out of nowhere. But again, let's look at the Atlanta Braves. Like I said, 71-48, 39-21 at home, which is a big key for them. They have one of the better records in baseball at home. You come to a Braves game here, man, they are just, first of all, for those of you who are not familiar or not in Atlanta or have never been here, Truist Park is like, I don't say Disneyland, but it really is pretty cool to come to Truist Park because they have so much stuff going on. It's in a place called the Battery. And basically what the Braves did is after Atlanta, stupidly, let the Braves get away, they built kind of a work, play, watch campus, really. They have Omni Hotel right across the street. They have condos and apartments right there in the Battery, and they have a plethora of sports bars and restaurants there. They even have the Roxy Theater. I think it seats about 9,000 half shows. So really, you have a mini city located right outside of Atlanta where people can live and basically don't do anything. You could, walk and everything that you need is right there. Sports, you have someplace to eat, you can be entertained. So it really is become this kind of entertainment center. And I think the thing that has happened there is, since the Braves have been there and they continue to win, it's created a vibe. People go to Truist Park, even if you're not a big baseball fan, they just love the vibe. There is a sports bar there called Sports Social, which is basically like this mega sports bar. You go in there, they have a giant like jumbotron screen. They have multiple screens, so you can go in there on Sunday afternoon and see like virtually every football game. You can go in there like a midweek night or weekend night and see multiple baseball games. And so all this is kind of hubbed around. And then wait, there's more. There's actually kind of a artificial grassy knoll, so to speak, that is located right by the entrance to the stadium, where if you're not able to go to the game, you literally can take your family and sit there, and they have this huge jumbotron, and you can watch the game right there. So you're going to hear all the sights and sounds of the game. No, you don't hear the sights, but you hear all the sounds of the game, even though you're not in there. It's just a really cool thing how they set this up. Meanwhile, let's go to the Braves. What's making them do what they do? First of all, big shout out to a guy that he gets credit, but I think not as much because of the fact he replaced a Braves legend. Now I'm talking about Matt Olson, the first baseman, leading the Braves in both home runs and RBIs. Olson, 34 dingers, 72 RBIs for Matt Olson. He's batting respectable. Let me see if I can get his batting average here. 255. I mean, not the best. He does strike out a lot, but that's okay. Bottom line is he leads the Braves in runs batted in, total bases, and in home runs. And he has hit some clutch ones. Sometimes people kind of question, is this guy a clutch hitter? But he's had some nice hits. Let's go around also looking at Michael Harris, a guy that was really funny. Earlier in the season, when the season first kind of started, there were a lot of people questioning his playing. Well, Michael Harris got red hot. He stayed pretty much hot. He is the Braves' leading offensive batter in terms of average. He is batting 292 for the season, and he's an outstanding defensive player. He also not too bad behind the plate in terms of power. 20 home runs, 67 runs batted in, and this is a guy. Like I said again, he's a hometown guy, right from Stockbridge. Is right down the road from where our show is based out of. And so, again, it's exciting to see this young man kind of be the hometown hero. Another guy that you want to keep your eye out for the Braves is a guy by the name of Drake Baldwin. Last year's Rookie of the Year. This guy is a catcher. And, again, clutch player. Hits the big fly when absolutely needs it. He also has 20 homers, 60 RBIs, and batting a very respectable 271. So those are the guys that are really kind of our keys there. And one last guy I want to talk about. He's primarily a pinch hitter, but this guy is clutch. Dominic Smith, the designated hitter, and like I said, pinch hitter par excellence. God love the guy. He just seems to hit the big home run after big home run. And the guy that I haven't even mentioned yet, the guy was a former league MVP, a guy who was 70 steals, 40 homers, over 100 RBIs just a couple of years ago. But unfortunately, he gets injured a little bit more than we'd like, but he's back now. Ronald Acuna Jr. If he ever gets online, the Braves are going to be a tough out. 12 homers, 29 runs batted in, batting just 243. But look for Acuna now. He's back from injuries to be a big impact on his Braves team. All right, hey, I can't believe the time is shot really fast. Let's go here to social media, see what we have to say here. And we have an opinion here from DJI4Ti. So the Washington National fans here, I enjoyed my experience and visit to Truist Park last year. So I think that is my good buddy DJ from down in D.C. She had a chance to come up here and check out Truist Park, and she said she enjoyed the whole situation while she was here. Before I take a break, I also want to go ahead and give a big shout out to those people who had watched for Jonesboro. Chad Williams gave big thumbs ups, and Betty Parker said congratulations. And like I said again, we also appreciate our good buddy Donna Jones talking about how she enjoyed her time watching her Nationals play the Bravos when she came to visit us here in, I guess it was last year. All right, guys, we'll be back with more of the Real Talk Sports Show. We appreciate you. Again, if you are a sponsor looking for a spot, well, we got the spot for you right here with commercials like this.
Are you in the market for a new vehicle? Well, check out Allen Vigil Ford Lincoln in Morrow, Georgia. We have one of the largest inventories in our area for both new and pre-owned vehicles, so we're sure to have something for everyone. Family owned and operated since 1982, customer satisfaction is our number one priority. Come see our full lineup of vehicles and find the one that best fits you. Give us a call today, 678-726-5739, or shop us 24/7 online at allenvigilford.net.
This is your time to get what you want. Go work that thing with Work That Thing supplements.
Here's a guy, Mr. Tyrone Poole, and we want to give him a big shout out and say congratulations to Mr. Poole. He was inducted into the Black College Football Hall of Fame not too long ago, so big shout out to our good buddy Tyrone Poole. And who knows, he might join us back again here on the broadcast now that we're back on the Real Talk Sports Show. And like I said again, we appreciate all those of you who are joining us here on the broadcast. Both those of you who are watching us on live on Tuesday night when we're on, and also those of you who are watching us on the replay. We appreciate you. And for those of you who are watching us on YouTube for the very first time, we want to please encourage you to like us and subscribe. We appreciate you for doing that. And also, please follow us anywhere on social media at Real Talk Sports 7. Also follow, if you could, our station, which is WIGO 1570. But like I say again, follow us on social media anywhere. You can follow the show at Real Talk Sports 7. You can follow me personally at Minister J. Sims on my personal site. I try to give some inspiration and some biblical scriptures. So please check us out right there on our various social media connections. And please support our sponsors. Number one, our main sponsor for high school football, title sponsor, is Allen Vigil Ford in Lincoln. Please support them. And you can do that by coming to get a call from me, because that's my main job, working with Allen Vigil Ford. And we would love to do what we can to help you out in terms of needing a car for yourself or for your family. So we'd love to do it, man. So check us out, and we can help you. We can help you for sure. Hey, we're going to be talking with D. Orlando Ledbetter. He should be joining us in just a few minutes. I want to make sure that we have not missed him, or we have not gotten a text from him, because he's running a little bit behind schedule. But no, he will be joining us in just a few minutes to talk a little bit about the Falcons. And I got to tell you, man, we got some stuff going on. You know, Falcons are in camp. Unfortunately, they are suffering from a bug, and the bug is an injury bug. Falcons have, unfortunately, one of their key players have gotten injured, and that's going to be a problem at their linebacking corps. He's a young man who did very well with the Falcons last year. Matter of fact, I'm going to go over some of the injuries that are waiting for D. Orlando Ledbetter. Let's take a look here. Some of the Falcons injuries that have just happened here. Oh, I'll go back here. There we go. Yeah, so one of the biggest injuries that they have right now is, in fact, I'm going to scroll back here because it happened, I think, at the beginning of the week. I'm trying to pull it up here. And, of course, it won't tell me what I need. This is just driving me bananas. But one of their key linebackers, that's Jalen. I drew a blank. I'm sorry, guys. Just my mind is blanked out. I'm sorry. My bad. But in any case, we'll have D. Orlando Ledbetter talk a little bit about that very, very soon. Talking about the different players and some of the injuries that the Falcons have dealt with already. On top of course, the biggest concern is the comeback of a guy who was pretty much scheduled to be the starter for this team, which is Michael Penix, a guy they drafted number 8 overall just a couple of years ago. And so far, he's had a mixed bag as far as his performance for the Falcons. And really, this is going to be a year where it's going to be, I think, pretty critical for him, whether he stays a Falcon or whether the Falcons move on from him and go in another direction. Like I said, again, we'll talk to D. Orlando Ledbetter about that some more when he comes on the show, because he literally has been there and to cover the camp. So we'll talk to him about what his thoughts about, how Penix is going to pan out. The other guy that they're looking at is Tua Tagovailoa, which is the guy they brought in here to kind of be the starter, or at least compete for the starter spot. He too is dealing with some injuries. So it's just going to be interesting. This Falcons team, now some people talk about them being jinxed. Some people talk about them having some kind of curse on them because of the way they handled the transition from the Georgia Dome, which was the home stadium the Falcons played in for years. There's some of the great highlights that happened there, certainly the Michael Vick era, certainly Matt Ryan era, where he got the Falcons to 2 NFC championship games and then finally broke through and got them to the Super Bowl. So at the end of the day, when they transitioned and built Mercedes-Benz Stadium, although it's considered one of the marvels for stadiums around the world, literally, because people talked about that when they came in here for World Cup soccer. In order to build the stadium, they really kind of wreaked havoc on the community around them. And specifically, they tore down not one, but 2 churches in order to build the facility. Now, they paid the churches, I don't know if I would say a fair amount of money. They did pay them. I think one church was paid $15 million, the other was paid $14 million. But when you look at the value of the stadium being, I think, 4 or 5 billion, it kind of be like a drop in the bucket. But nevertheless, I don't know about curses. I don't know about any of that stuff. All I know is that I got a gentleman that's in the wings right now that knows more about the Falcons than anybody. Like I said, again, for years, he was the embedded beat writer for the AJC. He always had the first question if you went to any Falcons press conference. He is Esquire par excellence, and he wears the best hats in town. Talk about the one and only D. Orlando Ledbetter is back. D-Led, welcome back, brother. Good to see you.
Hey, good to be seen, Reverend John. Thanks for having me on the show. I love that background you got there. That's nice.
Well,
I got an upgrade over here.
Upgrade. Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you something. You looking good with the hat, brother. You got everything looking comfortable. You got the camera looking sharp. So yeah, man, you're looking good yourself. But first of all, man, I'm like you. The older I get, the more I realize that when I was a younger guy, I used to hear the OGs always say, "Good to be seen and not viewed." And I'm like, "Think about that." But of course, now I got older, I said, "Oh, now I know what you mean." So it's a blessing, man, that the Lord has allowed us to get up here into quote unquote senior citizen status, but still be able to kind of enjoy ourselves and do the things we like to do. Well, let's get right to it. What have you seen at the camp? Talk to us a little bit about these injuries that have hit this team. First of all, on defense, we see that they cut a guy that they brought in as a second-round pick not too long ago. So talk to us about that cut, and then talk to us about what's going on in defense as far as they try to put this team back together with some injuries.
Yeah. The big one was Jalen Walker, and but let's start with Troy Anderson, second-round pick. A lot of people thought that they overreached on that pick. He showed flashes, but he could never stay healthy. That's something you worry about with a small college guy from Montana State. He could have took Nick Bonito from Oklahoma, who's got 37 sacks in 4 years, and we'll see him on Friday night with Denver. But also, some people wanted him to take Nakobe Dean out of Georgia with that pick. So they whiffed on that one. It was a gamble. Kid looked great at times. The last play we saw him make was a pick 6 against the Saints. But he could have played more, but he wasn't used to that banging, and his injuries didn't hold up. So it was probably they kept him around, I think, long enough so he can get his pension, and so they did right by him as former second-round pick. So moving on, now you got to hold that linebacker, and now you got to hold an outside linebacker because Jalen Walker gets injured on a play in practice there. So, and they had a lot of big plans for him, Reverend, and now they got to figure out how they're going to move forward at that outside linebacker spot.
Yeah, I mean, Walker looked good, and certainly you couple that with the fact that, you had a guy that was a candidate for Defensive Rookie of the Year out and we don't know about his suspension as well. Have you had any update about what's been going on with the other DN, the rookie that came in and make this wonderful tandem? Any update from what's happening with him?
Nothing from the league other than they're investigating. Him. It's Puka Nakua's got a player conduct issue, and also Josh up in Green Bay, the running back Jacobs. He's got a issue up there too, domestic violence issue. So the league is. I know the Falcons. The Falcons know something because they're not even practicing him. He's playing with the third string defense, so they're like, "You're not in our plans right now because we know something's coming." So the president intimated last week on Fox 5 to Kelly Price that they are anticipating something. I think they would want to know before they go to play practice against Indianapolis on next week. So maybe Monday we'll hear something at the beginning of the week. I doubt they'd do it on game day. I mean, we got 2 days left in the week here, Wednesday and Thursday. So we will see what James's Pierce's situation is. There are reports out there that it could be, half of the season. And, for some of the stuff he did, or alleged to have done, we'll see if, how the league handles it.
Yeah, I think that first of all, he's very fortunate that he didn't get any jail time. He's also very fortunate he didn't get hurt because anytime you get involved with altercation with the police, nothing good can happen out of that. And we just want to tell you, hey man, anybody watching, you got a problem with your temper, you need to kind of rail it in, regardless of what's going on. You don't want to get into an altercation with the police, and you definitely want to get in a situation where you're running your car into another person's car. Car's not meant for that. It's meant to drive on the road. So James Pierce is a man who really has been given, a second chance. But I'm with you. I think he's going to get at least a 6-game suspension, and it might be, like I said, more like a half a year because of all those things we just mentioned.
Yeah, no doubt. We'll see how that unfolds here in the coming weeks.
So what have you seen in camp? Now, it's interesting because I talked about this a little bit in the preamble before you came on. We obviously have two quarterbacks that have injury situations. One of them recovering from an injury, Michael Penix Jr., one that I guess got scuffed up a little bit in camp even, and Tua Tagovailoa, and obviously a history of concussion protocol. And because of that, a 6th-round pick out of D2 has been buzzing all over social media. So I want to get your opinion on what you've seen with the D2 big gun Jack Strand. I mean, is this hype? Is this guy really, could he be a potential Brock Purdy, or is it just kind of this, buzz because we got nothing more to talk about?
Yeah, he's a big looking kid. He looks the part, Reverend. And even I put a video of the quarterbacks warming up on TikTok, and Tua's first, then Penix, and then Cooper Rush, and then Big Jack gets in there, does his footwork, and they're like, "Oh, Jack's the best looking one. Oh, Jack can do it." Jack threw for 42 touchdowns and 14 interceptions up there at Minnesota State. I think it's Minnesota Moorhead or something like that. I think it's Division III, Reverend. But he put up some numbers with Coach New Stefanski from his days in Minnesota, and that's how you get invited to camp. And so he wasn't a draft pick. He's a street free agent, undrafted rookie.
He's not drafted. Okay.
What's going to be interesting to see is if he plays, the speed has got to be like 3,000 times faster than what he was used to seeing. So I'm not expecting much from Big Jack. But if he can get out there and fling it down the field, folks will have something. These folks got something to talk about during exhibition season. And Big Jack, and the fact that Coach Stefanski is out there tackling to the ground, which I love to see. Because we said for years, I was like, "Hey, Reverend, I don't know how they get ready to play football by not practicing football, by not playing in the games and so forth." So he's tackling, he's practicing football, and he's going to play these people in the games. So I think that's how you get ready for football season, and we gotta commend Coach for that. And we'll let the internet have fun with Jack. We're not really expecting much from him, but we'll let them. We'll let them. We don't want to rain on their parade.
Well, there's not that much going on when you have your third string quarterback getting the buzz on social media. That already tells you what time it is with your number one and two when everybody's buzzing about your number three. So I just want to get a feedback because I mean, again, I'm like you. I'm seeing all these clips. I'm seeing, and physically he does. He looks the part. Guy's big, thick, got that big rocket arm. And you say to yourself, "Hey, man, this guy is the real deal." But again, it's like anything else. We've talked about it for years. Anybody can do that in shorts. Number one, anybody can do that when there's no hand in their face, no pressure, and even the throws. Like they showed a throw from Penix to Kyle Pitts, and everybody was oohing and ahhing. But at the end of the day, man, I mean, if you watch AJ Terrell, he was kind of cruising. It's not like AJ was playing like game defense on him. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch. Okay, as far as guys who are going to be playing in this first exhibition game, who do you think are going to be playing? Are we going to see Tua at all in this game? Any of the starters? What kind of your thoughts about what we're going to see in this first preseason game?
Yeah, he wants to play starters in the first and the third, and that might be a split between Tua and Penix if he's back by the third game. So I fully expect him to tell us on Wednesday that Tua's going to play a series, maybe more, if they don't get a couple first downs or something. And if not, then we'll get Cooper Rush and Big Jack the rest of the way. So Penix won't play. But I'm expecting to see Tua on Friday night. He's going to confirm that rotation on Wednesday, and we'll just have to, see how. I don't know that if they're going to sit him out there with the rookie right tackle. That's his blind side. The kid from Ohio State's been running first team. They didn't like Mike Jarrell and Brandon Walton. Maybe they're just trying to get the kids some reps, and maybe they'll put the veterans out there with Tua. Because you don't want him to get hit in this exhibition game. You do want him to, hand the ball off and get some run the ball a couple times. But I don't really want him out there with a rookie right tackle.
No, sir. No, sir. You're completely right. Yeah, and that's what I think all these owners and everybody, coaches fear that we put our stars out here and somebody trying to make the team tease off and that one of our key guys get hurt. So no doubt about that. Speaking of running back, obviously the money is flying around. Bijan Robinson, at least for a split moment, highest paid running back in the league. The guy's on the cover of, I think, Madden. Everybody is saying that he is the fantasy darling. Is he really the best running back in the league? I mean, I watched him. I think the guy obviously got great cut, great feet, great hands. But do you think he's the best back in the league?
Well, I think Saquon's still the best back in the league with the longest proven record. You got Derrick Henry still too. Now, but Bijan's right there in that top five with Christian McCaffrey, and Jamar Gibbs. So, because he was younger and the timing of everything, I understand the contract situation. So, he's in the group of five, but, Saquon's probably, certainly, and Derrick Henry, while they're still breathing, you got to say they're, 1-2 punch best backs in the league.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting. My biggest concern with Bijan is that we really need a quarterback that can properly throw the ball because the temptation is to burn a guy like that out. Yeah, I mean, I think last year between what do you have, like what you said, 300 and something touches, 380 or some crazy number like that. Yeah, you can't. You're gonna get 2 or 3 years, and the guy's gonna be out. So hopefully they can spread the ball around a little bit. The young man they brought in from Seattle, can he give us some of the things that we saw from Tyler? Lord have mercy, I'm drawing a blank. Algiers. Can he give us that type of 1-2 punch, or is he just basically take a breather guy for Bijan?
Yeah, I think Brian Robinson is a good pro, but he kind of maxed out. I think early on in Washington, he could come in and run a couple plays for you and give Bijan a break. But as far as 10, 15 carries, I don't think he's that guy. They did sign Trey Sermon yesterday, the back from Marietta, Georgia, Sprayberry High. But he was a former third-round pick, played at Oklahoma and Ohio State. But he's bounced around the league. He's had a team each year. So I don't know if that's a team thing or that's him. Why is he, bouncing around all these teams? Usually if you're a good player and a good guy, they try to keep you around. But that's what I want to find out about his situation. But yeah, you got some people behind Bajan, but not of the quality of Tyler Algier.
Yeah, I thought to myself, I know you got to do what you got to do because the finances of it all, but not having Algier is that 1-2 punch for me. It's just a shame that the Falcons really couldn't get the most out of these guys while they had them, because I really thought that they made a tremendous 1-2 punch. Kind of that pound away guy versus the guy that you're trying to chase him all over the place, he's juking the heck out of you. So, like I said, they had to do what they had to do because you can't pay them both. All right, one last thing as far as defense, going back to that, Zach Harrison coming off of injuries. Can this be finally his breakout year? Because I remember when I watched him at Ohio State in his first year with the Falcons, I felt this is a guy that could really, in the right scheme, be a beast. Do you think this is finally the year that Zach Harrison can make an impact on this team? And if not him, what other guy do you think we should watch? I've heard a lot about the kid out of LSU at linebacker. Talk to us a little bit about the defense and some guys that we can watch out for.
Yeah, Zach, same thing with Troy Anderson, except he's a big school guy, but he hasn't been able to stay healthy. He's played well in spurts. In this rookie year, he racked up some sacks. He was off to a good start last year, then he got hurt there. So it's a matter of him staying on the football field for him. It's just that simple. Up front, it's Brandon Dorlus. Can he do that again? 8.5 sacks. If him and Zach can play together, that gives you two people. Mason Smith, they got from Jacksonville. He's going to play up front. Can he hold the point of attack? Can he help in the run game? The veteran Deshaun Hand's been out of practice, but he was doing pretty good in camp, according to Coach Nate Ollie. So the interior of that defense has to be stout. And you're going to be kind of gambling on the edge with Samson Upcoupon and maybe Aziz Ojulari. Aziz and Ojulari. There we go. The Marietta kid played at Georgia. So, Cameron Thomas is over there. Braylon Trice, a former draft pick. So the front and the kid from LSU, they got him playing that kind of fast linebacker, inside linebacker. But the LSU people said, hey, if y'all counting on Harold in coverage, that's the social media analysts are out, and sometimes they infiltrate your thought process. So I'm like, okay, the LSU saw him more than me. I want to see what he does in coverage. So that's something to keep an eye on. But Kendall Daniels, the kid from Oklahoma, they both might start because Devon Diablo's out, and that's a big need area too is that other linebacker. They signed Christian Harris from the Texans, but they gave him a vet minimum deal. So unlike they paid him a lot of money like they did Diablo last year. So they maybe counting on Harold Perkins to win that spot until it gets beaten coverage. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. So that whole front, it's a lot going on up there, especially with Jalen Walker out. Secondaries, kind of set on paper, although Jesse Bates is out. They got Derek Hallams back there. You got AJ Mike Hughes on the corners, ones and twos. Hellams and Xavier Watts at safety. And they're juggling that nickel back between Darnay Holmes, AJ Woods, and Avian Terrell, who's also out last couple of days. So the back is settled. I'm okay. Get everybody healthy, you're okay. But that whole front, that's a whole work in progress.
Braylon Trice against excited people because, first of all, he's back on the field, and he's shown some flashes of what he did when he was in college. So that's going to be a big look as well to see if he can jump in. And that's really, I guess, the big key with all these guys, like you said, have shown flashes. But can we give them to play a whole season and really impact the teams? That's going to be the key. All right, guys, we're about to wrap it up. But before we go, we want to make sure that you guys know all about our guest and co-host. So Mr. D. Orlando Ledbetter, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Reverend. Hey, I never retired. I've just taken my coverage of the Atlanta Falcons over to my own website, bowtiesports.com. You can sign up and become a member over there. Sign up for the free newsletter, Ledbetter at Large. You'll get that on your inboxes every Thursday at 10 a.m. But yeah, we're covering the Falcons still. You'll get your Cover 9 at 9 blog, your 5 things you need to know about the Falcons. Everything that was in the AJC, but now it's on my independent sports website, bowtiesports.com. Thank you, Reverend.
Well, good Lord willing, next week that we will have the proper stuff back up here for you for your banner, and we appreciate you, D-Led. And until the next time, God bless.
God bless you too, my brother.
D. Orlando Ledbetter, like I said again, guys, he was still doing his thing on his own network as well. We're going to go to social media and get some shout outs here. There's a lot of people that were able to get in a little bit late, but they want to shout out Jonesboro High School because it's Jonesboro Tuesday. Let's go to the folks that gave a big shout out. Number one to Amber Ray 21 AM says at Michael Miller, another hashtag SLA tweaker. Also want to give a shout out to Amber Ray 21 AM. She said, hey, he says, let's go Cardinals. And of course, game of the week. You surely are right. August 21st, it'll be Jonesboro Cardinals against the North Clayton Eagles. So we look forward to being that. And we pray that Lord will give us strength to be able to rock and roll along with our Real Talk Sports team. All right, guys, before I go, as I mentioned to you each and every week, for those of you who don't know, I am in fact a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And before I go, as much as I enjoy sports and interacting here on social media, I want to just really encourage you, if you don't know the Lord Jesus Christ, your personal Savior, please, man, please, sir, you have to do that. Why? First of all, nobody loves you like Jesus. Nobody, not your mom, not your auntie, not your baby, your boo, nobody. And number two, the only way you can get to heaven when you die is you have to repent of your sins and be born again. And you say, well, what are you talking about? Well, what I mean is that all of us have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. And see, the thing about heaven is only for perfect people. And so none of us can be perfect because we're all going to make mistakes. But good news, God set up a game plan. He sent his son, Jesus Christ, here to die for the sins of all mankind. And when he rose from the dead, he was able to present two great things to those people who repent of their sins and believe in him. Number one, you become a citizen of the kingdom of heaven. And number two, you become an adopted child of God with all the rights therein. That now means you can go to God like a heavenly parent, asking for anything that you need or desire, according to his will, will give it to you. As I mentioned, when you die, you get that wonderful, spectacular place, beautiful place called heaven, where there's none of the following. There's no pandemic. There's no pain. You never get old. You never cry. You never die. And you now get a chance to meet God and live with him face to face, Jesus Christ face to face. All the people of love, even some of your own relatives and friends that have gone on before you, you're all now together forever and ever. And you avoid that nasty, horrific, horrible place called hell, where you be locked in with the devil, all of his demonic hosts, and the most evil people ever to be here on the earth. I don't know about you, man, but I like option number one instead of option number two. All right, guys, so the next time we get back together again, I say as I do each and every week, God bless you and have a wonderful rest of the day or evening, whichever may apply. So long and take care. See you.